What are you expecting as volatility continues in the oil markets?
Yeah, good morning. Great to be with you. Well, it's going to be a little bit of a volatile ride here for consumers. Probably we will see some minor increases in gas prices, probably along with diesel. Airlines also likely to see an increase in jet fuel prices, all of this stemming from oil prices that did surge late last week. But now just word breaking a few moments ago that Iran may be signaling that it wants to tone down tensions and work back to nuclear talks. Oil prices now have just fallen back below $70. So consumers probably are still likely to see an increase in gas prices related to last Friday's climb. But highlighting these headlines and uncertainty obviously is a little bit tricky. Obviously, market's very sensitive to Iran being an oil producer. The Strait of Hormuz obviously could still be involved. So these developments could lead to a little bit of a jump at the pump here. Gas prices still relatively minor or tame, I should say, over the course of the summer season. So far, gas prices still about 33 cents a gallon below last year, but look for an increase now. We might get some decreases, though, coming back ahead of July 4.
You know, with that in mind, Patrick, we know that some tanker owners, they are trying to navigate around the Persian Gulf, citing security risks. How much of a knock-on effect could that have on prices?
Yeah, that certainly could delay some of those tankers by taking another week or two to get around Africa. So keep an eye on that. And, right now when OPEC has been producing more oil, that could be a little bit more problematic, introducing some delays into the system. So, I mean, obviously, tankers are not going to want to wade through the Strait of Hormuz, given the tensions right now. So to your point, that's kind of one of the collateral damages of this latest barrage of attacks between Israel and Iran. All in all, I think Iran, on the surface of this, the calculus shows that they don't have a lot of terrific options here. And I think the market already had sensed that overnight. WTI and Sunday night trading had shot up 5% at one point, but earlier this morning had tapered off. And that's because Iran just really doesn't have a whole lot of options here. And that is, in a way, reducing the risk. Now, of course, as I mentioned, breaking news that they may be coming back to the table now, oil prices even lower. So just a tremendously volatile situation, just highlights the uncertainty of oil markets. When something happens in a major oil producer, it can affect us globally.
And so with that in mind, we know that even for companies like Baker Hughes, they came out and said everything is operating as normal, but it also elucidates something more large, which is all of the energy companies that are trying to figure out, okay, how much more difficult this makes forecasting for them. What's your read through?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We've been looking at hostilities in the Middle East ever since Hamas attacked Israel back in, I think, late 2023. So it just highlights the uncertainty of this area of the world. And it's still probably going to be a little bit tricky to try and navigate this moving forward. I mean, there's always the potential that these situations could escalate again in the future, especially with the campaigns ongoing now for the last couple of years. But I think, as I mentioned, Iran is running low on munitions. I think there's going to be a lot of challenges here for Iran moving forward that, in a way, could start reducing some of the risk moving forward. So we'll have to see. But at the end of the day, this is still a volatile area of the world, and certainly could be prone to some very significant uncertainties. And what that does to oil prices, well, at least for now, obviously, oil's still struggling at about $70 a barrel. So I don't see a whole lot of U.S. producers starting to increase production just yet, in light of the broader increases in oil production that OPEC has been promising.
You mentioned your forecast for gasoline prices over the course of this summer as well here in your anticipations. We know in the most recent CPI May reading that the energy index declined 1%. Gasoline index fell over the month here. What now should we be looking out for, as those readings were well before this latest spate of conflict?
Yeah, I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this latest minor increase that we're expecting here in gas prices. Keeping in mind that gas prices, and CPI looks at year over year, keep in mind gas prices still 10% below last summer at this point. So that's the terrific news, is the national average, not only for gasoline, but diesel. Diesel also just hit its lowest level since 2021, prior to the escalations in the Middle East. So, I mean, we're still trending very good. Gas and diesel prices still quite a bit below last year. So I still think we have a lot of room, even for prices to go up modestly here over the next week or two. Eventually, I think they will go down. All in all, not going to be a major hit on energy prices just yet, as they remain far below last year.
Patrick, great to see you as always. Thanks so much for the analysis.
Thanks for having me.
Certainly.